The Galactic Survival Committee had seen thousands of species attempt the trial of Cathara 7. Most begged for extraction within the first rotation. Some lasted a week before the planet's apex predators found them. None had ever volunteered for a second attempt. That's why Administrator Velkoth's crystalline appendages trembled as he reviewed the application before him. "They want to go back," he said, his translator struggling to convey his disbelief. "The humans want to return to Cathara 7. His assistant, a six-legged prax named Quiln, clicked nervously. "Sir, perhaps their first trial damaged their cognitive functions. Cathara 7 has a 94% mortality rate." Velkoth pulled up the previous mission report. 6 months ago, Isabella Chen and Marcus Webb had been dropped into Cathara 7's deadliest zone as part of humanity's application to join the Galactic Council. The standard protocol: survive 30 days in an unforgiving wilderness filled with creatures that had evolved for nothing but killing. They'd survived all 30 days. Barely. Or so Velkoth had thought. "Bring them in," he said finally. Isabella walked into the committee chamber with the easy confidence of someone who'd stared down death and found it wanting. Marcus followed, carrying what appeared to be a large data tablet and grinning like an idiot. "Administrators," Isabella said, nodding respectfully, "thank you for seeing us." "Ms. Chen, Mr. Webb," Velkoth began carefully, "your survival on Cathara 7 was impressive. Humanity has been granted provisional council membership. There is no need to return." "Oh, we're not going back for the trial," Marcus said, his grin widening. "We're going back for them." "Them?" Quiln asked. Isabella tapped her wrist display, projecting a hologram. A creature materialized above the table, a Catharan razor wing, all teeth and talons and nightmare fuel. The same species that had killed 17 previous trial participants. Except this one was wearing a collar. "Meet Pepper," Isabella said fondly. "She's a good girl." The committee chamber fell silent except for the sound of Velkoth's breathing apparatus stuttering. "You domesticated a razor wing?" Quiln whispered. "3 of them, actually," Marcus corrected, swiping through more images. "Pepper, Salt, and Paprika. Paprika's still a bit nippy, but she's learning." Velkoth's world tilted slightly. "How?" Isabella shrugged. "Same way humans have always done it. Observation, patience, food rewards. Razor wings are pack hunters, right? They have social hierarchies. Once we figured out their communication patterns, the wing displays, the clicking sounds, it was just a matter of establishing trust." "Just a matter of—" Velkoth couldn't finish the sentence. "The first week was rough," Marcus admitted. "Isabella got pretty torn up convincing Pepper we weren't prey. But once we shared our kill with her, something clicked. Literally. She started clicking differently at us." "You shared your food with an apex predator?" Quiln's translator emitted what could only be described as a screech. "Well, yeah," Isabella said. "That's how you make friends." Marcus brought up another file. "But that's not even the best part. See, while we were thriving, we documented everything. Flora, fauna, behavioral patterns." He pulled up what appeared to be a cookbook. "And recipes." "Recipes," Velkoth repeated flatly. "Cathara 7 has incredible biodiversity," Isabella explained, her eyes lighting up. "The stinger beetles? Taste like lobster when properly prepared. The crimson vine fruit makes an amazing jam once you neutralize the paralytic toxin. We've cataloged 247 edible species." Marcus flipped through pages enthusiastically. "The razor wing eggs are particularly good. Pepper's been laying regularly. Kind of nutty with a creamy texture." "You're eating razor wing eggs?" Quiln looked ready to faint. "With Pepper's permission, obviously," Isabella said quickly. "She doesn't fertilize them all. It's a symbiotic relationship. We protect her nest. She shares resources." "Basic domestication contract." Velkoth stared at the humans, trying to reconcile what he was hearing with everything he knew about xenobiology, survival psychology, and the fundamental laws of predator-prey relationships. Let me understand this correctly, he said slowly. You were dropped into one of the galaxy's most lethal environments. Instead of merely surviving, you befriended the apex predators, created a culinary guide, and now want to return to expand your research? And maybe domesticate some thornbacks, Marcus added. Those big armored quadrupeds? I bet they'd make excellent riding animals. Isabella thinks we can crossbreed them with— Absolutely not, Velkoth's translator practically shouted. Cathara 7 is a designated death world. It's used specifically because it's uninhabitable. Isabella and Marcus exchanged glances. About that, Isabella said carefully. We were wondering if humanity might petition to colonize Cathara 7. It's technically unclaimed territory, and with proper infrastructure, it could be incredibly productive. The biodiversity alone— You want to colonize Cathara 7? Quiln collapsed into a resting position. With your permission, of course, Marcus said. We'd start small, maybe a research outpost, proper razor-wing breeding program, some agricultural trials with the native plants. He paused. Isabella also wants to start a restaurant. A restaurant. The galaxy needs to try stinger beetle bisque, Isabella said seriously. Trust me on this. Velkoth looked at the humans, at their domesticated nightmares, at their recipe book for a death world's cuisine. He thought about the thousands of species who'd fled Cathara 7 in terror, and these two who'd apparently turned it into a petting zoo with a 5-star menu. I need to consult with the full council, he said weakly. Take your time, Isabella said cheerfully. We'll be in orbit with Pepper if you need us. She loves looking at the stars. As the humans left, Velkoth turned to Quiln. Note this in humanity's file, he said. Dangerous levels of optimism, completely insane survival instincts, probable reality detachment. He paused. And recommendation to never, under any circumstances, strand a human anywhere we want to keep uninhabitable.